Riding into form, what we didn't know and we found out in the last couple of days is you were ill in the first week of the tour. Am I right?
Yeah. Unfortunately, had COVID in the first week. Also, my third time having COVID in a Grand Tour, so I've not been able to show myself the way I want to be able to and the way I know I can. But that's how it is. I'm learning to deal with that now, and I'm hoping for some more opportunities in the last week now.
You're learning to deal with it, but is there any sort of insight, I don't know, the medical team has been able to bring on, why it keeps happening, or is it's just a lottery?
Yeah, your guess is as good as mine. Of course, it's not easy to deal with. I mean, physically, of course, but also mentally to be there and ready, peaking for your main event, and then getting sick. But I'll just do my best anyway.
Simon, 3 big mountain stages plus a time trial left. Is it a case of picking your days or being ready for any opportunity that might present itself?
A bit of both. I think today might not be. I'm actually very tired from yesterday. It was a big effort yesterday, so maybe not today. But then 3 days on the bounce. I mean, don't think I'm going to win the TT, but I could still do a good performance as well. So big some chances, and I'll see what I can do.
Thanks a lot, Simon. Cheers. A few days ago you told us that today might be your last stage win opportunity. If your legs could talk this morning, what would they be telling us?
Well, the beginning of the tour they hurt it when I walked up the stairs, but now they start hurting also when I walk down the stairs. So I don't know, it's a sign it's the 3rd week, but I'm joking. I feel good. Yesterday felt good, and it's still a very tough stage, but in the terrain we have in the Tour de France, it's an opportunity that you have to try and take it.
Just to clear something up for us, yesterday the aggressive sort of riding by you guys in the first part of the stage, was that to do with looking for a stage win or to put pressure on UAE?
A bit of both. We believed creating a bit of chaos could play out good for us. We also ended up with quite some guys up the road, which was good. But of course, it's still the legs that decide, and I think Jonas didn't have his best day yesterday. So in the end, it was maybe even more important that we were there than when he would have. But of course, we were not there to limit the losses. We were there, hopefully, to try help Jonas gaining some time again. But that's how it is.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think it will be a stage for the breakaway, but you saw yesterday as well. Everybody wants to be there, and then you get a lot of racing to get in there. But it's still, I think, a bit more than 3,000 meters of climbing today, 180k race, so that's actually quite a lot. And we will see. I think also with Axel Laurence we have a chance to go for it today. It's hot again, so we'll see.
Does that mean you have a wild card or a free pass to go for a potential stage win and then help Axel if you don't go there?
Yeah, I mean, as we see it now, we think it's going to be a win from the breakaway, and it would be good if we have a support rider, if Axel is there as well, or if I feel really good, I can go for it myself.
I just want to ask you a little bit about the Olympics coming up, because I know that's a big goal for you once again. Are you thinking about maybe preserving a little bit of energy in the final weekend of this year's tour and maybe dropping out to be ready for the Olympics?
No, not dropping out. The goal is to go until Nice, but for sure, there's not, apart from today, the stages that are coming are way too hard, so then you try to save as much energy as possible, but it's still hard to finish.
Next one. Matthew. What's the vibe coming into today's stage? Because after seeing your performance with the lead out the other at the Asper, I would think it's a high note for you.
Yeah, doing a lead out is something else than doing this stage, I think, today. But for sure, it's the last small chance we have as a team to try and win the stage. Also, I think Axel Laurence is one of our best cards to play today, so we'll try to set him up as well.
Are you back to your best? Because I think there were some question marks in the first week.
Well, not my best, I would say. I also feel a bit fatigued, to be honest. I feel quite okay, but I think everybody feels the legs a bit, or at least I hope so. And yeah, it's going to be, I think, a hard fight to get in the breakaway again today.
Now, when we're looking at the stage, some fans might think, well, this looks like an easy day, just a few 3 categorized climbs. Can you explain how difficult these stages are?
Yeah, like I said, I think it's more than 3,000 meters of altitude on a race like 180k, so it's actually almost as hard as Liège-Bastogne-Liège, for example. So it's a problem. If you have a hard week like this stage maybe looks a bit easier, but it definitely isn't.
Thank you.
There's a sense that you've got everything you need to get out of this Tour de France, and that you might not feel the need to test yourself in the next few days. Is that true?
No, I think apart from my performances the last few days, the Olympics is a completely different race, so I don't need the confirmation. I know what I'm doing, so I don't need a confirmation. No.
Derek, was that unexpected yesterday, or I guess you got to be on high alert every day on the Tour de France?
Yeah, for sure. There's a couple of us on not very big gaps. But yeah, for sure a little unexpected. Obviously we knew we had to be in good position, but then everyone was kind of relaxed because the break had gone. So yeah, you just got to be alert.
What were you sensing when there was that kind of second group between the men up front, with the satellite riders in it?
I honestly, once the break went, I had no idea what was happening in front. Stevie was racing for it, and we were just focused on the GC group. And yeah, so when they went across to 2 more Trek guys, I was like, oh, the race is on. But it was a good day. The legs were good, and hopefully they stay that way.
When you relax at night in the hotel and you look over the highlights and what's going on at the very, very sharp end, you're up there as well, but at the very sharp end with Tadej keeping attacking, 3-minute gap already. What are you making of this?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was pretty clear yesterday that the top 3 are kind of in another race. Especially yesterday, I was behind Tadej. I saw him backing off. I went, okay, he's going for it. And then the rest of us just kind of started racing. I think the gaps are getting pretty big after the podium. So everyone was just kind of watching each other into the finish.
2 big days to come. You feel comfortable and safe?
Comfortable?
Not at all.
Comfortable and safe for sure. No. It's going to be a full gas fight. Even today might be a full gas fight if it's just chaotic out there. I got guys to watch, and I'm sure there are guys around me watching me. And yeah, and then we'll see who has the best legs the next 2 days.
Appreciate it. Thanks. Good luck.
Thanks.
You were one of the guys who were able to sort of have a sniff yesterday. How much did you enjoy that?
Enjoyed it when it was done. At the time was solid though, and made a few big efforts during the morning and was definitely suffering, but it was nice to get there in the end with the Plusky and do a bit for him, but certainly a hard day.
Today we're expecting another breakaway. Give us as much insight as you can into what the team is planning and who are the riders who we might see get into breaks today.
Yeah, I think after yesterday you kind of know that it's going to be a massive fight for it, so it's not like you can just have 1 or 2, even though the 2 boys we said yesterday were the 2 that ended up in it, but I think it's more just having everyone attentive around the start. It could go on for 3 hours again, 3 hours, 2 hours or whatever, but with it being a bit hillier, I think it'll mean it'll be more legs, it'll be less people that can just go hard for 30 seconds, close the gap or whatever, so it's still going to be a hard start. Hopefully, Kwiato, I guess, would be, if we could pick someone to be in there, he would be there, and then the rest of us also try and be there or thereabouts.
Geraint, we spoke to Zach Dempster this morning, and he sort of said that the tour has been decent so far. Obviously, Carlos is high up on the GC, no stage win yet, but he says it's not where we want to be. If you were player manager and I asked you to assess Ineos's tour, what would you say so far?
Oh, challenging. I think for me personally, coming from the Giro was always a big ask, and then obviously, with a bit of sickness around, whatever, that certainly hasn't helped, and it's just been a bit more up and down. But I think, like I always say, as long as you give 100% of what you're capable of every day, and stay positive and focused, and the atmosphere is good in the team, I think that's all you can do really, and then just keep trying, and that's what we've been doing. So from that respect, it's been good. Obviously, we just lacked the end result, but it's never easy. I think because we've got such a great history as a team in this race. It kind of, well, our expectation is obviously through the roof, and yeah, and just sometimes it doesn't come together, and sometimes it does. But we've still got 3 more big days, road stages to go at, so we'll see.
You know Tadej quite well. You had him on the podcast there ahead of the Tour de France. What do you think about how he's racing here and the GC playing out yesterday and his constant attacks, even with a 3-minute gap?
Yeah, it's crazy, really. You know, he just attacks at any given moment. So he's just playing with everyone, you know. But yeah, super strong. To be honest, I didn't really expect it. I knew he'd be good, but he's better than I kind of expected, to be honest.
Does Jonas have a chance yet?
Well, I think there's always a chance. It's a big ask, but I think they're definitely not going to give up, and he can, yeah, he could still do something, I think.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks.
Hey,
Morning, Billy.
we saw you still out there in the fight yesterday. It was a good sign for your knee, for your body after that crash a couple days ago.
Yeah, absolutely. Yesterday was nice day for me, to be honest. I didn't expect like this feeling on the bike, because yeah, always the day after it's the hardest one. But yeah, mentally was nice. You know, I'm just ready and ready to fight, to show, and I was happy yesterday to take some point.
Are there any doubts for you at this point that you can finish the Tour de France?
No. I'm just worried about my knee, to be honest, because the first time I land is with my knee, so it's always different to have a good feeling after that. But yeah, luckily I have good treatment, and then yeah, for me, until it's not in, I'm just trying to give everything always.
Binyam, you say the hardest day is the day after the crash. Some people say it's 2 days after the crash. Do you have some concerns that might be the case?
No, I think the other side. Today I sleep well, and then yeah, I felt quite okay. So for me, always the next day was the hardest, but after 2 days it goes okay. So yeah, I think every different people is different feeling. So I'm lucky I have always a good feeling 2 days after.
And you must feel much more relaxed about the green jersey than you were yesterday morning.
No, it's the same. Like I said, for me, there is no pressure at all. You know, I won 3 stages. This is more than I expect. I have this green jersey on my shoulder more than I don't know 12 days. So that's quite a pretty successful tour for me. So for me, I really don't worry about the green jersey.
Thank you.
You can almost wrap up the green jersey today mathematically. Even what kind of motivation does that give you going into the stage?
I think today it's gonna be a tough day. You know, it's not easy to pass these 2 climbs. So I felt also super nice on the climb. So I had confidence today, but yeah, mathematically it's possible. But yeah, and on the reel it's always different. So I have the feeling for both of us it's gonna be really hard today.
Thank you.
Hugo, we predicted you to have a crack today. How are your legs at this point in the tour?
Our legs are okay, for sure. I will give it a try. You saw yesterday there's a lot of guys like me who want to go in, so that make it a bit more complicated, as there was not so much breakaway opportunity. It's probably the last clear one today. Will be hard in the first climb. We will see, but for sure the legs are still good, and we'll give it a try.
What's it like now in the team meetings? Because I suppose in your team and some of the other teams, you know, the DSs are saying they're putting a lot of pressure on you guys. The teams that haven't had a stage win.
Well, that's nothing new. Of course, in the Tour you're always under high pressure. It's why it's the Tour de France. It's great the last few years we pulled a few victories, but it's hard to achieve. You have to remember, and I think everybody is quite chill. Though we didn't have win the stage yet, but we were still trying. We race well, and we just keep doing what we're doing.
Well, today's the last big chance for a lot of teams, I suppose.
Yes, of course. That's why it was super aggressive yesterday, and I expect exactly the same today. You have 80% of the bunch who want to go in the breakaway. So,
what's going to be the trick for today?
A bit of luck.
Thank you, Hugo.